Today, we're making muffins.
English style!
They're homemade and loaded with all those classic nooks and crannies.
Made even better, toasted with a little butter.
Oh, and then a little jam on top.
Oh.
Yum! So we're making muffins.
Yum.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. So I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My muffin man, Loon.
Today I am the muffin man.
Today we are
I've got my muffin top too.
Oh, God. I love it. I love these things so much, and you're going to see how much fun they are to make, and you're going to say, I can make those, they're easy. So let's get going.
Yeah.
So we're using our stand mixer here. I've got 2.5 cups of good old all-purpose flour, and then I have got this is a cup of whole milk that I have heated in the microwave. Just do it in increments, and then I just took the temperature till it's like around 120 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that was a cup. Then we've got a tablespoon of cubed butter, unsalted butter. So when my butter was
room temperature too, right?
Yes, I'm sorry, room temperature. So when it was chilled, I cut off the tablespoon and then I cut it into cubes and then just let it sit out for, I don't know, an hour or so. Okay, and then we've got 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. You could use just regular active dry yeast, but the instant works just as well and it gets it ready quicker. And then we've got a teaspoon of kosher salt. I've got 1 egg, a whole egg here. You can have that egg at room temperature, that's even better. I've got a tablespoon of granulated sugar, and I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We're just putting the whole...
I love it. Usually you have to wait for that yeast to
This time, you don't have to do that. You just, I know, I've always done that. And the other day we were playing around with this and I just did it all together and it rose beautifully.
So good.
So now I just used the paddle attachment of my mixer here just to bring it all together. And then we're gonna get doughy with it. So you could obviously...
Let's get doughy.
I love getting doughy. So, I mean, if you don't have one of these babies, which a lot of us...
Let's lock her up.
Let's not.
Oh, let's not.
Great idea, but let's not. Not yet. So anyway, if you don't have one of these, you could do the way great grandma always did it and just knead this by hand.
Yes, on the English countryside.
It's on the English countryside, yes. And we're probably everyone, our dear friends from across the pond are like, you guys.
Yeah, stop with the English accent.
Because it's not even close. But we're going to try anyway. Anyway, so now I'm going to put on the dough attachment. But you could do this by hand for about 20 minutes. It's a good workout. Or you can do this. And this is, so I put on the dough attachment, and we want to...
Can I lock it?
You can lock it. And I'm going to put it on the number 2 setting, like medium low, and it's just going to come together and let this go for... I let it usually go anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. Just let this baby do the work, and it will become really elastic and beautiful and make the best dough ever. Okay, and just like that magic...
That looks wonderful.
It is just,
oh, sorry, I locked it.
I know.
I locked it.
You locked it into place. So anyway, your dough at this point should not be like really sticky to the touch. It should be just very...
That's great.
pliable.
Show people right underneath.
Okay.
There we go. There, that looks good.
What I like to do is I just form it into, just kind of use your hands to form it into a nice bowl. Just roll the excess or whatever underneath it, so you got a nice little bowl like that.
And I got a bowl here, and I'm going to liberally spray it. And then
Spray it with cooking spray.
some cooking spray, and you're going to throw that in there. And then roll it around a bit.
We're going to roll it around. You want to get it nice and coated. And what you don't want to have happen...
I want to spray a little on top of it.
Yeah, just spray a little. I do this. You don't want it to dry out on top. So I hit it with a little more cooking spray on top. Now, what you can do, this is really one of those doughs that's great. At this point, you could stick it in the fridge and let it just proof overnight in the refrigerator and then get up in the morning and make English muffins.
I love
or
it.
you can do it. We just don't have the patience. We just want to eat as fast as possible.
Totally.
So we're going to proof it in a non-drafty, warm area. We just stick it in our oven.
And put it on proof.
Proof for like, sometimes it's ready, you want it to double in size. So that can be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. We usually say around 90 minutes.
Yes.
Let's
Can't wait. These are so good, y'all.
Okay, we have beautiful dough.
It's gorgeous. Look at
love
that.
it. Oh, I just love dough so much. It's just, there's something about it that just makes me really feel good about life. Okay, now it's really nice and soft.
You need
it's
some
beautiful.
flour, too?
Oh, yeah, thank you. I just told you I'm going to put a little flour here, and then I didn't do it.
Wait a minute, I thought you just said...
I get excited about dough, I know. Okay, so now let me tell you what I'm going to do, just real quick. So let's look at this stuff over here that the Loon has.
So we've got these ingredients that give that kind of
It's just that texture,
exactly.
Cornmeal, and it's got that little flavor of cornmeal.
Cornmeal, I got a third a cup of cornmeal, and then also the semolina flour.
Semolina. So if you don't have semolina, then don't worry about it. Just go with cornmeal.
So I'm just gonna mix it up really quick.
So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna talk about these rings here in a moment that are made exclusively for
crumpets.
English muffins or crumpets. And crumpets, you have to roll it.
Right.
Anyway, so I've pinched off a piece of dough, and what you're going to want is you don't want to overstuff these. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So really quick. No, did you?
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to sprinkle the great thing is that we can put them directly on the griddle and let them rise some more.
So we cook these.
It's obviously not on.
What's really, really cool is that we cook these on a griddle. So you can either do it like on an electric griddle, what we have right here, or you can do like a cast iron griddle and do it on your stovetop. I just love that. I think that is so cool.
So I do, and it's easier too.
Yeah. So we've got these rings. Like I said, we've got these rings over here that were made.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
Okay.
So now I've taken some dough and I want 2.5 ounces, and I'm going to
wait for me to butter my ring.
Okay.
So I got a little butter here.
So these rings you need to butter. You have some softened butter handy.
I'm just gonna rotate it in there.
These, you're probably not going to find at your local thrift store. But they're really easy to order online. I have links for them.
There, and throw it on
in the description. So now I'm just gonna. You know what? I am all over the place. I'm gonna to make this easier. I've just been too busy instructing you. I know.
Blame me.
Blame you for everything. It's the story of your life. Okay. I just kind of form this into a flattened shape, and then you're just gonna put it into this ring like that, and we're gonna let these rise just a little bit more once we get them all in there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna throw these all on here so you can.
If you don't have a scale like this, you should get one because it's one of these things years ago I thought, am I really ever going to use it? I use it constantly and I use it for all different types of things. But weighing dough is one of them. So, okay.
So look, I could just lift that right out. Isn't that great?
That's great. Yes.
That's so great.
That's great. So anyway, the more we've talked about this, we really want to hear from our fabulous English friends across the pond. Because I think that these are massively popular here in the States. And it's because Samuel Thomas, who is Thomas English Muffins, he's a British immigrant, and he came over generations ago and created this, which is a cousin to the British crumpet, which is extremely.
Right. So does the English muffin, is that not a thing in England?
I know.
It's just me talking with an English accent?
That's what it is. So tell us, I have a feeling they're everywhere here in the States, and you can't believe how popular.
We want to hear it from
straight from the horse's...
The muffin's mouth.
Right. I have a feeling it's a United States phenomenon. But we had the pleasure of working with the company, Thomas.
They asked us to do a recipe developed using their English muffins.
So they are...
140.
They're just 140 years old, and this was a couple years ago.
This is not a commercial for them either.
No, well, it is. We love them. And anyway, so show them what we did.
So we did a little croque monsieur. We did a little fusion of the English muffin and a French recipe. Isn't that great?
It was so good too, and fun to make. And they're an
amazing look at company. How skinny I was.
Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and fill these up, and then we're going to, once we're done with that, we're going to cover them with plastic wrap, put them back in that non-drafty area, but just for 20 minutes. That's all it is.
I know. All we do is sit around and wait for these muffins.
That's not all we do. But anyway, we're going, and if they don't fit perfectly, they're going to continue to rise again, and they will. It's going to be great. Okay? Yay. Okay, this is my favorite time.
Oh, wow.
So
those have filled out.
These have filled out. They've risen. You don't want them, like I said, you don't want them to rise too much. I once let them continue proofing for like an hour, and then they rise so much, and then when they bake, it's a little bit.
Then you get a muffin top.
You talk about big old English muffins. They were tasty, but anyway, these have definitely risen some, so that's lovely. And so now we're going to turn our griddle to, if you have temperature, you can set it to a 275. That's good. Just medium low. Same thing if you're doing it over on your stove. Doesn't need to be like screeching hot. These are just going to cook, and most griddles, whether whether they're electric or you're doing it on the stove.
Have a hot spot.
They're a hot spot, so I just kind of move them around, and it's so much fun.
I love
and they're
it.
going to fill out, and this is going to go for anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes until they get nice and golden on the bottom, and then we're going to flip them.
Yay!
Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, it's time to flip them.
Yay.
They do poof a little bit when they're cooking, but that's okay. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's like that signature, like brown top.
Yeah, the kind of like
brown
the golden.
bottom,
Now you can do this if you're got seasoned fingers like I can. You can go ahead and do this, but you're going to want to get them out of the rolls,
Out of the ring.
rings at this point. Okay, look at that. Those are nice.
Wow, that's a big one.
Those are robust muffins. I'll tell you that much.
There we go.
You know, I'm going to flip these. Oops, that one
There
came
you
right
go.
out.
And just flip it.
And we're just going to cook these again until on this side until they get the same color on the other side. It's going to be about another 5 minutes. And so you want your internal temperature of your muffins to be 190 degrees. I find that when I do these, I don't quite ever get to 190. And so I usually finish them off in the oven. So as soon as if you're proofing them in the oven, as soon as you get them out, turn your oven to 350 degrees.
Yeah, and I got I've got a baking sheet with silicone here, and I'm just gonna spread some more of this mixture on.
You can use silicone or you can use parchment paper. You don't even have to do that. You can just sprinkle it. But
there you go.
Anyway, and then you cover it tightly with foil and let it go for just another 5 minutes so it bakes completely all the way through. And then you're gonna have the best English muffins you've ever had.
So excited.
I know it. Okay, it's muffin time. Muffin time. Anyway, so let's review quickly what we did when we last left off. What did we do, Wesley? We
made sure.
we took the internal temperature.
Yeah.
And I knew it was not going to be at 190.
Hold on, look at those.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Those look like gorgeous.
Yeah.
So they needed to be 190. They weren't. They were 150, which is usually about where we get. So I'm going to just do a test here. So what I did is we put them on this prepared dish, and we covered it tightly with foil.
Yeah,
That
you're
means
about
it's perfect.
187 right
That's
now.
good. So that's perfect. That's where we want them.
It's so loud.
I know. And so then I just put it as soon as you if you're proofing your muffins in the oven, as soon as you take them out to place them, on here to do it on the skillet. I'm not speaking very clearly. Then crank your oven to 350 degrees because then you're going to finish it off just like we did. Okay. Hopefully that was clear.
Yes, no. So if they're not they're like 150 and you don't want to get them any browner. You put them in the oven.
Golden brown, then cover them up and finish cooking. Because if you don't do
That's
if you don't do that, then they're a little too chewy on the inside. And so now we just need to let these babies cool
Yay!
for, I don't know, it's hard to wait.
It is.
For a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's time, y'all.
Time. I feel like we should say it's tea time.
It is.
It's
Oh,
muffin
but
time.
these are good with some other things other than tea.
I know, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. All right. So look at this. Now, the rule of thumb. This is from Thomas English Muffins.
But we agree.
Yeah. You either open up your muffin with your fingers or with the fork because you want to not mess up those nooks and crannies.
If you saw it like that, it flattens your nooks and crannies.
Yeah, so
there's nothing worse than a flattened nook and cranny. I've always said that.
I hope my hand's not in the way.
You're doing good. You can't go wrong.
All right, let's see.
So these have cooled. What the one Wesley is working on right now, we have not toasted them. They're great like this, but they're so good once you toast them.
Oh, there it is, y'all. Look at that.
That's just beautiful.
Yay!
That has that homemade, just incredible.
Yay!
All right.
All right, now I want my toasted one.
Okay, well, I've gone ahead and done the honors.
Yay!
And those are nice and gently toasted.
Look at that, you guys. Isn't that just wonderful? All right, I gotta put a little butter on mine.
Yeah.
I've gotta do butter, and I gotta do some jam.
This
too.
is just like so quintessential breakfast.
Oh, listen to that.
And you want it crunchy on that exterior, and then it's soft and chewy on the inside. Like I said, you can make the dough the night before, or proof it the night before, and then just bring it all together the next morning.
I need a little strawberry jam on
I'm gonna
mine.
do a little mango peach on
wow,
mine.
look at that, y'all. Oh.
Now I will say, I'm real excited because not far from now, we're gonna be making these again, but we're gonna go to that iconic fast food place that has that iconic breakfast sandwich, and we're gonna make it so much better.
Yes.
Just wait.
Yes.
Wait. Okay.
All right, can I eat this?
Yes, you can.
Y'all, look at that. All right. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It just has that that heartwarming homemade flavor to it. There's just
The
nothing,
butter.
no preservatives, nothing. Just
And the butter helps.
butter helps everything. But my goodness,
Wow. No.
so much fun.
Those are 10,000% Loon approved. I'm just snarfing this whole thing
I know,
down.
that's so good. I mean, so our British friends, you have to tell us what you think about this. I mean, you know,
Yeah, is it a thing? Is it? Or is it more crumpets?
crumpets. Anyway, we love you so much. Make English muffins. You know, you guys over across the pond, you can make some English muffins and say, these are ours. Anyway, we love you guys so much.
Mwah.
Bye, everybody.
Mwah.